Hey YouTube, it's your girl Javina Love back with another video. Welcome back, welcome back. How are you doing, my busy bees? Staying busy, I hope. Keeping it sexy. Child, I'm doing it always. Always keeping it sexy. And today, I want to keep it pretty in pink. I was thinking of going off the color wheel, and then I got confused on what I wanted to do. So I was like, forget it, girlfriends, guys and gents, you know, we plan out our videos very well, and then what it ends up being is whatever the hand wants to do, right? So my mind literally says pretty in pink because that's why I put on my pretty plaited little coat. I got my powder pink pants on, you know, and I was like, well, I will do a few palettes, I guess, touch a few. I've never done a very light pink look, and I'm just gagging on all these colors in this palette. Now this is the Hot Kitty Pink Kitty palette from Glitz Glam. Now, if you don't know about Glitz Glam, it is a subscription. Prescription. Makeup is a prescription, right? It's a subscription box that you can get makeup products every month, and it's run by two sisters, and it's black owned. You know, we're down for small businesses here. Don't matter what color you are, just as long as it's small, right? And they run it by themselves, and one of the sisters named Chanel is addicted to eyeshadow like I am, and she opened up her own brand called Hot Kitty, and this is the pink palette. I have done a look with it before. I'm not gonna lie, she is a gorgeous beast, but I have not touched the middle row, so I figured we'll touch the middle row today, you know. And I picked out a whole bunch of little pink things, and I was just like, girl, you are a hot mess, pretty in pink today. So got my pretty pink, pretty vulgar eye primer, and I figured I'll use that. And we will just jump on in here, and we're going to be mask ready because I'm going to go out in the world today. So no foundation, but I do have my concealers, because, you know, we got to brighten this up. Your girl cannot be out there in the world looking like somebody beat her up, you know, because I've only got, I think, 4 hours of sleep before I literally just gave up on the world. I gave up and just said, I'm up, I'm awake, so don't worry about me. I'm up, I'm awake, I'm going to get it together. And then I wanted to show you a couple of other little things that you could, you know, that may become your new try and trues, may become your new something to run to if you're that kind of person like me. You know, we never stick to the same products for too long, right? So usually I pencil in my brows, and I have pulled out a different brow pomade. I sat it down and kind of like lost it for 2.5 seconds, but don't worry, I'll pick it back up and find it. What I'm looking down here for is my color switch, but of course my son, my beautiful bug, has been up on the table, so I think he thinks the color switches are something else, but I keep telling him they're for makeup. But he swears that it's like, you have so many color switches, because I use the insert from the BoxyCharm and things like that. And I'm like, but you gotta have a lot of them, honey, when you want to be on YouTube. Ain't got time to just keep switching out your brushes. You wash them, but you ain't got time to be switching them out all the time. Alright. So, I want to go into this rich dark burgundy color. And I think I'm going to use the palette to do the look. So I'm going to pull the beautiful AMSR, you know, screen off. Ooh, she's pretty. She's clean. She's really clean. So, for those who are not professional, like myself, we have to improvise on what we're doing. So I'm just going to keep patting this into the outer 1/3 of my eye. Ooh, I got a little ouch. Um, let's talk about lashes while we're doing this look. I ran into a lash catastrophe yesterday. Let me know if y'all ever have these, where some reason it doesn't matter how you trim them, how you fix them, and it just seemed like they would constantly be poking you uncomfortably, either on the cheek or on the inner corner of your eye. And how do you deal with that? Leave that in the description, in the comments below, so that, help your girl out, because I've literally been on lashes for 1 year. That is the honest tea. Like, I wish I could say I'm a master at it. A lot of people say I make it look easy, but that's only because of the tools that I'm using. My phalanges. Because why not? I mean, yeah, sometimes you want to use those little tools, but because of my bad wing, my little broken wing is still broken, and issues with the doctor, that I'm not able to use tweezers as good as I want to. Now, I thought, if you look in the pan, honestly, you think that this color is super, super rich and dark, and it is. But I haven't figured it out, how to get it on my skin tone to be super, super dark. Maybe I need a stiffer brush. That's why I said playing with you guys is the best way for me to learn, and the best way for you to learn. Because that's how I pretty much learn. I'm not a makeup artist. I just inspire to be by watching a whole lot of makeup artists do their thing on YouTube. But, I know there's a whole other criteria to become a makeup artist and have that title, and that's going to school. And, I ain't got time for that right now. None of us really have time to, especially for online schooling. Online schooling is way harder than you think. So, because you get double the work. So now I'm going to go into these two muted pinky shades and kind of blend. Start with the lighter, dustier version. Just give me a nice blend with the same brush, because not everybody has 101 brushes, and so I don't have 101 brushes that I can actually say to you I recommend, except for like these Slim Glow ones that you get when you're in your Ipsy. Just a smackerly amount of Morphe brushes, I could say, that I would recommend to anybody, because honestly, there's some of them that are so scratchy that I would never recommend them to my worst enemy. Okay? That is the tea on that. Alright, so now I'm just going to retouch back up on this color, burgundy color. But I guess it's just a bunch of different hues of pink is what she was going for, which I ain't going to be mad at you. Her name is Chanel. She's a beautiful doll. She's been wearing the neutral kitty one, the Smoke Kitty palette, lately on her Instagram. And I was like, maybe I should have got the Smoke Kitty one, because I got this one in one of her giveaways. I won this palette. So now, that is definitely she already had hers color right there. That's super glittery. Nice. I love a good sparkle. Keep that eye open. For my dolls and bees that don't do pink under the eye, I feel you on that. I really do. I feel that with all my heart and soul, because it can kind of make you look like 28 days later. You could look like a zombie or something, something could happen. And with the pandemic right now, you can't be playing games with your eye look, going into a store looking like the living dead, because then they'll say something, We want to be looked at in a positive light. We don't want to be looked at in a negative light, because I am just not down with that. I am straight up I'll cuss you out. I'll let you know. I'll let you know about yourself, you know. So, especially in my town, I'm like, arthritis is real, y'all. For some reason, my hand has been going completely numb, so please forgive me. Okay, so to brighten this all up with the shimmer, I'm going to use this one in the corner, which is like a champagne pink, and it's got an iridescent, like it really reminds me of the Ciate London dual chrome, because it's kind of got that whole shift where it's shifting from gold to pink to gold to pink, I'm gonna put that in the first 1/3 of the eye. And it's always best to tap in a little bit of drag when you're first working with these kind of shadows. If you're not a finger person, a lot of people aren't, you may not get the color payoff that you want using a brush. Even trying to blend out these kinds of shimmers with a brush, you will not get the same color payoff that you were trying to achieve. So it's better to pack it on and kind of do the pack and swipe, little swipes to, get it off your finger. There's still a lot of product on my finger. So that's why I like to kind of pat and swipe upwards, pat and swipe outwards. But she is pretty in real light. Ooh wee. I hope this is picking up on my camera lights really good, because she's pretty. Okay. Always step back and make sure you're even, because honey, I have been uneven and try to take some pictures and be like, nope, got to take a picture with one eye because that eye is prettier than the other eye. Not gonna lie to you about it. Always got to take good shots for the gram. Now I'm learning how to edit my pictures, and I'm like, I don't like to Photoshop nothing, but I will saturate the color a little bit of my skin. I'll warm my skin, but I try to keep them as true to color as possible. Now I'm just going to step upwards onto this fuchsia one and put that right here on the outer, or the middle portion of the eye, and bring it up. I'm not really blending anything out yet, just trying to make sure that it's got a nice transition to the seam, so they meet and they look good together. And then one more good dab of the shimmer to bring it back, just in case, if your hand slides over it. Always do touch-ups. I've learned that too from these YouTubers that are MUAs, these real MUAs. Like, how did they get the color so saturated on their eyes? It's because they go back in for touch-ups. They sure do. But on their videos, they don't tell us that. So I like those that do tell us they're going back on a touch-up. Come on, girlfriend, get on there. I want that shimmer to really stand and pop. So now I'm going to go in with my classic. Always got to dust that off. Whew. The hand wants to do what the hand wants to do. This is a kind of a triangle blending brush from Medusa's Makeup, but she has been my go-to girl for kind of like blending out and incorporating all of the colors to a seamless tap and slide blend, out and upwards. So if you're ever looking for them, they're like, you get this brush and a liner brush from Medusa for $11. And now that I can recommend. That is with no additional product on these brushes. There's no product on them. I'm just basically just blending it in small little tapping motions. I don't want it in circle motions. You will figure out your strokes on which, some products you can slide and some products you can dab and some products you can blend in little circles depending on the brush. I think I may be wearing way too much pink today. But that's blasphemy, right? Blasphemy. So I'm using the Refresh wipes from Ipsy. These wipes are actually pretty nice. And they're only $6. And you get 30 of them in here. 20, is it 20? 30 of them. But look how big they are. Like, gently unfolding it. Everybody was worried about Patrick Starr's, Patrick Starr's wipes. And these wipes are just as big as this Hot Kitty palette. So, just from using the outer carton to show you, look at that. So, big enough wipes. I'm going to invest in another baby. I know I haven't had one in a while because we haven't had a baby except for my granddaughter, but I need another baby box so you can cut these wipies in half. You don't need to use a whole one unless you're taking off your whole face of makeup. But if you are doing something like this, I would suggest you cut your wipies in half. You know, save you some coin. And make them stretch, because that, you know, $6 is a lot. I like to get them from the Dollar Tree, honestly. Okay. So, that is that for that. We're going to put that palette away. Oops. Let me put the shield back in there, because we're not going to add any additional glitter to the look, except in the inner corner. And there's not a pop-in shimmer in here that I want to use in the inner corner. I think I'm going to use a gold, or not gold, a silver. No, I don't know for sure. Like I said, the hand does what the hand wants. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use a gold from the Too Faced. This is a Sugar Peach palette. I'm going to use this shimmery gold right here in my inner corner. I'm going to use an angled brush just to keep my hands clean. And I like to give it a little dab. And my Oprah setting spray. This stuff right here is no joke. I love the Oprah setting spray. If you don't buy anything from Oprah, let it be a setting spray and a highlight. Because look at what she just did. Like, I am shining like the crab on Moana, okay? Giving it a pip pip pop of the ray. Right there in the inner corner. Inner tear duct, you know? Mm-hmm. Always popping. Always love that. Alright. So with the same angled brush, let me see here. You guys are like, why does she always do that? Looking back and forth like that. Yeah, I know. I seen a YouTuber last night that I have fallen in love with his cart and his way of organizing his makeup, that I'm going to have to invest in a cart or some type. So that way you guys be in front of me, because you guys are honestly at an angle to me. You can tell by the wall is flat behind me and you're at an angle. So that's why. But I'm going to go into this really dark brown from the Juvia's Place Nubian palette. And whenever you're in doubt, setting spray out when you're doing under your eye. You don't directly hit it with setting spray, you kind of hit it over the brush. And that way you can get a nice damp. But you're also not dropping it all over under your eye. And you don't have to go back to cleaning it up and worrying about it like running down your skin. And if you're ever like, there's double ways. Like I like to tap it like this, and then I like to just wet my brush and wet my skin, and then go over it with the dry shadow to make it stick. Look at that. Really lift the eye by bringing it all the way up. And of course, as you see, Lily Posh had to drop in for the party because I used uh, the same liner brush, I think, to do my Lily Posh liner um, glitter liner look, which you'll see in another video if you haven't already. I'm starting to dupe other people's eye looks that I admire so much on YouTube. Of course, I ask permission first, or even ask them how they use certain products that I own, that we both own, that I may not have gotten the payout before I declutter them, because there are some ways that we jump into eyeshadows, and like I'm saying, like Lady Posh came up, and that's the perfect example, that some shadows you can't just jump on in and put them on your eye and think they're going to just blend seamlessly. Some of them you have to tap, some of them you have to drag, some of them you have to dab. And Lady Posh is one of those where the formula is meant for you to kind of dab and not totally just swipe it on. Some of them she does have that you can just swipe it on, and some of them you have that are, you know, different. So I'm going to use that same dark brown liner, and now that I've done my little wing over here from the bottom, I'm going to connect it to the top and bring it down just to the outer 1/3 of the eye. That way it keeps your eye open, because I'm quick to close my eye off. That's my thing. I like little eyes. I don't know why. It's not that I like little eyes. I have little eyes, so I embrace my little bitty eyes. Basically. But if you're one of those that would like to change your eye shape, that's one way I change my eye shape, by only keeping my darks and my liners on the outer 1/3, and then I would use preferably a brown or a white liner in the waterline to keep it just as bright, you know. Okay, now that is our look. I'm going to put on some concealer, mascara, and lashes from Chic Cosmetics. If you're interested in these lashes, please don't hesitate to use my link in the description box. It will help your girl out. For every 5 pairs you buy, I get 1 pair, you know, and I can help. That's my little version of PR that they offer me. Let me pull out the ones that I'm not using to show you which ones I'm going to use. So these ones right here at the end that I'm showing you, that are very wispy, those are the ones I'm going to use today. I really want to lift that eye. That's what I want to do. And before I blink you off, I wanted to show you this pomade from Benefit. If you have not seen it, I don't have many brows, as you see. It tapers off and they're gone. They're not those. That is my natural brow growth. These little pomades help me out because it's kind of like a pencil. You get the angle brush, and I'm gonna let you know right now the best way to do this, because I have just used it. I'm gonna wipe it off, clean the brush off, and then you spray the brush with setting spray. Your product is down here at the bottom. Alright, so the product is down here, and it's glass, so you have to be careful. I would not recommend using this out in the world, because just you drop it, it's gone. But you just dip into it with your wet brush, which is pretty awesome. And this product lasts a long time. And I just do a few little dabs, get the brush nice and saturated. Don't ever feel like you can't use something. So I'm just going to grab this, just for example. Oh no, I'll grab the Hank and Henry, because it's, sorry for the hand. He's right here. And I'm going to get this excess product off of the brush and put it here to be used. And in that way I can angle the brush and have it ready the way I want it. Put that down. And now I can literally, you see how pigment that is? Just sketch that brow. Comb through my little hairs. Get the shape that you want. And then just fill it in. Now that's what benefit I know is for brows. I've never really owned anything else from them, but when I did get the brow with the spoolie, I realized right off the back, you see this brow compared to this one, I could not use the spoolie because it didn't comb through and put in a product on my brows. So, and it's just natural. Look at that. And if you want to know how, you want to make sure that, because my whole family, we come from a long line of sweaters. Yes, ma'am. We sweat. We can sweat. So, I like the Kat Von D for this. The Lock-It setting spray, the setting powder. And you guys normally don't see me do this on camera, so that's why I want to do it, to show you. So I take the Lock-It setting powder in a flat brush, tap off a lot of the product. Don't put a lot on there, you just need enough, because once you use setting powder, setting spray, a lot of people have that. I have it too, the eeriness of that it may, melt away, because we sweat for no damn reason. We just sweating. So I will tap on the setting powder and brush it through my hair. And look at the difference. Like, I could definitely deal with a little bit more of this in certain angles. I could see that where I need a little extra, but you can see it right off the bat, like it's in there, and she's good. And I mean, if you have thick brows, so my girls with some real brows out there, use the spoolie with the setting powder and comb it through to set it so that you don't lose it, and it kind of just locked it all in place. Especially with us being mask ready, you want to make sure your makeup is not moving all over the place and in your mask. And that's it. See that? Total life changing. I always love teaching you something rather than just let's just jump in a look, or we can do get ready with me, and I love that too. But I like to teach you a little something. So let me finish up my face with a little. I'm gonna use this CoverGirl concealer that I found at the Dollar Tree. I don't really like the applicator. Never had one like this, where it's a cranker. Only had lipsticks like this, where it cranks up and it comes out of here. So I'm like, okay, wish me luck. And I'll see y'all in a minute.